Good morning, students. Today we will learn about the age of social change. This is the topic of chapter number 2, book history. The name of this chapter is Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. So, in the previous video, we learned about liberals, radicals, and conservatives. So, today we will learn about the age of social change and we will focus on the industrial and social change. So, what was change? Industrial and social change. This was a period of economic and social change. Men, women, and children were pushed into factories on lower wages, whereas liberals and radicals, who were factory owners, considered that workers' efforts must be encouraged. So, which type of industrial change came and how was the society changed? So, let's discuss about this industrial society and social change. These political trends were the sign of a new time. Means during this time, social and economic changes started coming, and it was a time when new cities came up and new industrial regions developed. So when the new industrial regions developed, so railways also expanded and the industrial revolutions occurred. And due this industrialization brought men and women and children to factories. Many men, women, and children started working to earn their livelihood, and work hours were often long and wages were very poor. So it was considered that these men, women, and children were pushed into factories and on lower wages. So unemployment was common. That's why everybody was ready to work on poor wages. So particularly during times of low demand for industrial goods, and housing and sanitations were also the problems. Uh, since towns were growing rapidly because the population was increasing day by day, so liberals and radicals searched for solution to these issues, and they started establishing industries. They were the owners of these industries, and they themselves were often property owners and employers, made their wealth through the trade and industries ventures. They flourished their industries to get more and more profit. They started employing the men, women, and children at lower wages. So that benefits would be achieved if the workforce in the economy was healthy and citizens were educated. That's why they started spending money on their education and their health. And opposed to the privileges the old aristocracy had by birth, they firmly believed in the value of individual effort, labor, and enterprise. If freedom of individual was ensured, if the poor could labor and those with capital could operate without restraint, they believed that society would dwell. So, what was the opinion of these liberals? They wanted to give them freedom because they think that if freedom of individual is also ensured, and if the poor and uh, if the poor could labor and those with capital if could operate without restraint, so society would develop. यानी कि कहने का मतलब क्या था, if they the it was the thinking of the liberal people that if they spend more and more money on these people, on their education, on their health conditions, and on providing them health facilities, so it will be the benefit of society, means society would develop. So that's why they were spending. Many working men and women who wanted changes in the world relied around liberal and radical groups and parties in the early 19th century. So, in this way, some nationalist liberals and radicals wanted revolutions to put an end to the kind of governments established in Europe in 1815. In France, Italy, Germany, and Russia, they became revolutionaries and worked to overthrow existing monarchs. Nationalists talked of a revolution that would create nations where all citizens equal rights, would have equal rights and equal opportunities would be given to them. But Giuseppe Mazzini, an Italian nationalist, conspired with others to achieve this in Italy. Nationalists elsewhere, including India, read his writings and influenced by his writings. So this was about the industrial and social change that occurred during uh, this period after 1815. So how did socialism come in Europe? किस तरह से socialism यूरोप में आया? So socialists were against the idea of private property. In the previous video, I told about socialists and the views of socialists, liberals, radicals, conservatives. So, socialists were totally against the idea of private property. They had different visions of the future. Some demanded that governments must encourage cooperatives. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels argued that industrial society was a capitalist, whereas Marx believed that a socialist society would free the workers from capitalism, and then this would become a communist society. So different people had different opinion about this, and they had different vision of the future. So they demanded the government must encourage cooperative societies should be established so that people could enjoy the liberty, equality. So so different people have different opinions about this, and they wanted different types of facilities toward the people. So, but the mid 19th century in Europe, socialism was a well-known body of ideas that attracted widespread attention. Socialists were against private property, as you know, and cited as the root of all social ills of the time. Did you know why? Why socialists were against the idea of private property? And do you know why they considered it as the root of all social ills? Individual owned the property that gave employment, but the property were concerned only with personal gain and not with the welfare of those who made the property productive. So, if society as a whole, rather than single individual controlled property, more attention would be paid to collective social interests. This was the thinking of that educated elites. Socialists wanted this change and campaigned for it. So, what was the thinking of the socialists? They wanted that they means work for the commonwealth, common people के लिए work किया जाना चाहिए. Equality should be granted. Means all the property should be controlled by all the people, not by a single person or individual person or a group of persons. So property should be shared by everyone and the resources should be shared by everyone. This was the thinking of the socialist persons. So, how could a society without property operate? What would be the basis of socialist society? Socialists had different visions of the future. Some believed in the idea of cooperative societies should be established, and Robert Owen, a leading English manufacturer, sought to build a cooperative community called New Harmony and Indiana. Other socialists felt that cooperatives could not be built on a wide scale only through individual initiative. They demanded that governments encourage cooperatives, means only the single individual or single person could not establish cooperative societies, cooperatives. So government should take initiative to build up these types of cooperatives. So गवर्नमेंट को क्या करना चाहिए, प्रयास करने चाहिए, वर्क करना चाहिए. So Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels added other ideas to the body of arguments. Marx argued that industrial society was capitalist and capitalists owned that capital invested in factories and the profit of capitalists was produced by workers. The condition of workers could not improve as long as this profit was accumulated by private capitalists. So it was a thinking of Karl Marx that if more and more profit is gained by only the capitalists, if the uh, profit of workforce, actually whatsoever profit was gained by the capitalist or industrialist, it was the profit given by the workers, it was the fruit of the hard work of the laborers or workers. So the profit should be shared by all the workers, not by a single person. यानी कार्ल मार्क्स की ये ओपिनियन थी कि प्रॉफिट का जो हिस्सा है सबको, सब वर्कर्स को शेयर किया जाना चाहिए, ना कि एक इंडिविजुअल को। सो कार्ल मार्क्स जो है टोटली ओपिनियन इस तरह की ओपिनियन रखते थे कि जो है प्रॉफिट का हिस्सा जो है शेयर किया जाना चाहिए, एक सिंगल इंडिविजुअल उसको ना करे। सो Marx believed that to free themselves from capitalist exploitation, workers had to constitute a radically socialist society where all property was socially controlled. This would be a communist society. He was convinced that workers would tempt in their conflict with capitalists. A communist society was the natural society of the future. To fight for better living conditions, workers in Germany and England began forming associations. They set up funds for members in distress, reduction of working hours, and right to vote. So, this was the influence of socialism in Europe, and people started working for better living conditions, and they started fighting for their rights, and they started forming association to fight against the injustice, to fight against the exploitation done by the others, capitalist or other richer member of the society. So what is next? February Revolution in Petrograd. So what was February Revolution? पहले तो आपको ये समझ आना चाहिए what you learned, जो आपने सीखा वो आपको समझ में आया या नहीं. What happened in February Revolution, Petrograd? In winter 1917, the condition of Petrograd was severe. There was food shortage in the workers' quarters. So, in 1917, winter of 1917, the conditions of Petrograd were severe. Means difficult conditions were there, and people had no food. There was a shortage of food. People were demanding more and more food, and they wanted more work, but due to crop failure or due to bad harvest, there was a shortage of food. So this was the problem. The workers' quarters and factories were located on the right bank of the river Neva. On the left bank were the fashionable areas and the Winter Palace and official buildings, including the palace where the Duma met. In February 1917, food shortages were deeply felt in the workers' quarters. Because why? The winter was very cold. It was severe cold. There had been exceptional frost and heavy snowfall there. So, parliamentarians wishing to preserve elected government were opposed to the Tsar's desire to dissolve the Duma. So, on 22nd February, a lockout took place in the factory. These workers from 50 other factories and there was an active participation from the women workers. This came to be known as international force, you can say. What happened on 22nd February? A lockout took place at a factory on the right bank. The next day, workers in 50 factories called a strike in sympathy. In many factories, women led the way to strike. This came to be called the International Women's Day. What it is remembered as? It is remembered as International Women's Day because women started fighting for their rights, and many factory workers and women led the way to strikes. So that's why it is known as International Women's Day. Demonstrating workers crossed from the factory quarters to the center of the capital. The naturally prospect at this stage, no political party were actually organizing the movement. At the fashionable quarters and official buildings were surrounded by workers, the government imposed a curfew. Demonstrators dispersed by the evening, but they came back on the 24th and 25th. The government called out the cavalry and the police to keep an eye on them. So, as the quarters of the fashionable areas and official buildings were surrounded by workers and the government imposed a curfew. Followed by this incident, the government called out the police and cavalry to keep an eye on the protesters. But on 24th and 20, they dispersed earlier they dispersed this group of people, but on 24th and 25th they gathered again. The government suspended the Duma on the 25th, and politicians spoke against this action. And the 27th, on the 27th February, the police headquarters were ransacked. Due to this incident, cavalry was called out again. An officer was shot at the barracks of regiments, and other regiments mutinied, voting to join the striking workers gathered to form a Soviet or council. This was the Petrograd Soviet. And on 2nd March, the Tsar was relinquished. The Soviet and Duma leaders formed a provisional government to run the country. So on Sunday, actually what happened on Sunday, it was the day 25th February, the government suspended the Duma. Under the pressure of the people or workers, the government suspended the Duma. Politicians spoke out against the measure, and when the Duma was suspended, so the politicians spoke out against this measure. So they were totally against, and demonstrators returned in force to the streets and of the left bank on the 26th, and on the 27th the police headquarters were ransacked and attacked. The streets thronged with people raising slogans about bread's wages, better hours, and democracy. They wanted whatsoever their demands were. They started raising their slogans, and they demanded for bread, they demanded for better wages, and they demanded for better hours. And actually, they wanted democracy and they wanted equality. The governments tried to control the situation, but was not able to control that situation. So, and the government called out the cavalry once again. However, the cavalry refused to fire on the demonstrators because the men or the workers, many were the cavalries were the members of those liberals. So that's why cavalry refused to fire on the demonstrators. They did not want any kind of you can say any kind of exploitation. Or an officer was shot at the barracks of a regiment, and 3 other regiments mutinied, so voting to join the striking workers. By that evening, soldiers and striking workers had gathered to form a Soviet or council in the same building at the Duma match. This was the Petrograd Soviet. So, what was the name of this Soviet or council, which was formed after the suspensions of Duma? It was known as Petrograd Soviet. इसे सोवियत बोल लो, काउंसिल बोल लो, या पेट्रोग्रेड सोवियत, बिकॉज ये इसी प्लेस पर बनाई गई थी. द वेरी नेक्स्ट डे ए डेलीगेशन went to see the Tsar. Military commanders advised him to abdicate. अगले ही दिन क्या हुआ, डेलीगेशन जो है सार से मिलने गया, और जो मिलिट्री के जो कमांडर थे उन्होंने सलाह दी कि आप अपनी जो गद्दी को छोड़ दें. ही फॉलोड देयर एडवाइस, तो उसने उनकी एडवाइस को माना एंड एब्डिकेटेड ऑन 2nd March. Soviet leaders and Duma leaders formed a provisional government. In this way, the leaders of Soviet and the leaders of Duma, they formed a provisional government to run the country. Russia's future would be decided by a constituent assembly elected on the basis of universal adult suffrage. Petrograd had led the February Revolution that brought down the monarchy in February 1917. So, what happened in February 1917? You came to know about that now. means monarchical system was ended, and the provisional government under the leadership of Soviet leaders and Duma leaders was formed. So how how would be the Russians future will be would be decided? So by a constituent assembly would decide their future. It would be elected on the basis of universal adult suffrage, means all people would have a right to vote. So Petrograd had left the February Revolution that brought down the monarchy in February 1917. So this was about this. All the things I think are clear in your mind. So what happened in February Revolution in Petrograd? Again, I tell you in brief. In the winter of 1917, the conditions were worse because there was the shortage of food, and people कहते हैं ना, मरता क्या ना करता। तो जो लोग मर रहे थे, भूखे मर रहे थे, तो उन लोगों ने डिमांड की कि यहाँ पर कि जो वर्कर्स के जो वेजेस है उनको इंक्रीज़ किया जाए। तो जब वर्कर्स क्वार्टर्स जो थे एंड फैक्ट्रीज थी वो एक नेवा रिवर के राइट बैंक में थी, जबकि लेफ्ट बैंक में क्या था, यानी लेफ्ट किनारे पर तो फैशनेबल एरियाज था, विंटर पैलेस था और अदर ऑफिशियल बिल्डिंग्स थी, इंक्लूडिंग पैलेस था जहाँ पर डूमा मिला करते थे। यानी डूमा जो है ग्रुप ऑफ मेंबर्स होता था, जिस तरह से हमारे पार्लियामेंट के मेंबर्स होते हैं उस तरह के। इन फरवरी 1917 जो है फूड शॉर्टेज जो थी वर्कर्स के क्वार्टर्स में फेल्ट की गई, एंड द विंटर वाज वेरी कोल्ड, सीवियर कोल्ड, एंड exceptionally frost and heavy snowfall was there. So parliamentary wishing to preserve elected government were opposed to the Tsar's desire to dissolve the Duma. So parliamentarians wishing to preserve elected government, they wanted to preserve the elected government and were opposed to the Tsar's desire, and Tsar की जो डिज़ायर थी वो डुमा को डिसोल्व करने की, उसके अगेंस्ट थे। और फरवरी 22 फरवरी को लॉकआउट टुक प्लेस एट ए फैक्ट्री ऑन द राइट बैंक। पीपल स्टार्टेड कमिंग इन द स्ट्रीट्स, दे स्टार्टेड डिमांडिंग and they went on strike, and so women led this movement. That's why it is known as International Women's Day. And demonstrators जो थे, they crossed from the factory quarters to the center of the capital, and at this stage no political party was actually organizing the movement at that time. As the fashionable quarters and official buildings were surrounded by workers, they attacked their buildings, and to crush their movement, government imposed a curfew, and demonstrators were dispersed by the evening. But on the next day, on the 24th and 25th, they came back, and the government called out the police to keep an eye on them, but they were also failed to control them. And on 25th, on Sunday, February, government was forced to suspend the Duma, and although politicians were against this decision, but yet Duma was suspended. Demonstrators returned in force the streets of the left bank on 26th, and on the 27th, police headquarters were also ransacked or attacked. So in this way, I told you about all the things what happened during this February revolutions and how it happened. So keep learning and keep opening your books and learn from the book. If you don't understand anything, you can just send me your problems. Thanks and have a nice day.